Welcome to the Realtor Who Wines podcast. I'm Rashelle Newmyer, your hostess with the mostest, a student of life, a connector, a passionate wine enthusiast, and your local favorite guide. Join me as we explore the vibrant Pacific Northwest, savor the finest wines, and champion the spirit of entrepreneurship. Each episode, I'll sit down with inspiring guests, supporting business ownership, and uncovering the stories that make this community unique. So grab a glass of wine, settle in, and let's embark on a journey of discovery and connection together. Cheers! Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Realtor Who Wines. I'm Rashelle Newmyer, your realtor who loves to wine. Today I'm with Andres, and I can't wait for you to meet him. He is normally the magic behind the camera of the Realtor Who Wines podcast, but I got him out of his comfort zone in front of the camera. So cheers.
Cheers.
You got a sip or it's bad luck?
Oh, that's right.
He's not a big wine drinker.
Ooh. Pretty good.
Yeah, that's Chardonnay from Arbor Brook. They are in the Newburgh, Dundee area.
Oh, nice.
Super cute place. I'm hoping that they'll be on season 2. I've been talking to them about
awesome.
it. Will you introduce yourself to everybody?
Yeah. Hi, everyone. I'm Andres Nieves-Bernal. I am Rachelle's videographer, and I also run my own videography business, and we're on year 4. And I do it with my wife, which is super cool and fun.
Yeah, you have a family-owned business. You do more than photography. Obviously, with the podcast, you do all the audio editing and things like that, too. So he's audio and visual.
Yeah, so everything that has to do with production, we offer it, and we get to have fun with it. So, yeah.
What, did you have, a background in photography, videography, or what kind of, led you down this path?
No, I did not. I used to be, a really big soccer player when I was middle school, high school. I went played in college and semi-pro for a little bit, and then after I quit soccer, I kind of needed to find something to fill in that passion, and I was always into cars too. And then I would sit on YouTube and watch all these really cool car videos and these car photographers, videographers that would travel. And I had a traveling bug from soccer because we traveled a lot, and I was like, I want to be a photographer, and I bought this really cheap camera, and then that just turned into this whole 11-year hobby thing, and then finally got the courage to just
Make it a business.
Yeah.
What? So you started doing cars?
Yeah. So my friends and I would have these really outrageous cars that you couldn't drive anywhere because they were too low, they were too loud, and we're like, hey, let's take pictures of our cars, and that slowly turned into hey, let's do videos of them. And we started posting these really bad videos on YouTube. They were horrible.
Yeah.
Now that I look back at them. And then that slowly turned into one day a family friend of ours was like, hey, can you take our family photos? And I was like, yeah. And she's like, how much would you charge? I was like, I'm not going to charge you. You're my first actual family. I take photos, and I did their photos. They weren't great. I look back at them now. I'm like, wow, this was not
At
good
least it
all.
was free. Okay.
Yeah. And I just really got into it, and then just started slowly investing into gear.
And increasing your skill level.
Yeah, YouTube University was just watching, and I think the biggest learning experience was just going out there and actually doing it, putting in the hours.
Content.
Yeah, and then here we are.
I know. So you transitioned from cars. Did you instantly go, because of that family friend, into family photography, or did you dabble in other stuff?
No, actually, it was just still the car stuff when I was hanging out with my buddies, and then that somehow turned into filming a quinceañera, and they liked my work, and that turned into hey, can you help me film a wedding? And then that turned into another wedding, and it just kept turning into this really cool opportunity. And every time a new hey, have you filmed this or shot this? No, but I'm sure we can figure something out. And then it just gave me all this really cool experience. So.
Yeah, I love that about you, that you'll easily pivot and do things. Talk about you and your wife Jasmine have A&B Collective, and then under the collective you have a couple different brands.
So we started, when I decided to start my photography business, it was kind of a one day, we talked about it, and then one day I was just very tired from my old job, which was kind of crazy. But we never really came up with names. I was like, let's just go A&B moments, because we're capturing moments with families and like really love doing that. We get to freeze these moments in time. So that's where A&B moments came in. And then
you started doing like the bodybuilding.
Yeah,
and sports.
so I started doing bodybuilding because I had a friend who started doing bodybuilding during COVID years, and one day was like, "Hey man, I need a photographer, videographer. You want to do this?" So then I started dabbling into that. So then I would post like these beautiful weddings on my A&B moments, and like my next post would be a very like buff individual.
Yeah, sure.
So like it kind of confused people. So then we created A&B visuals. So then that was like more of the creative side stuff where
like
we could
branding.
post this stuff, brandings for businesses, and if a bodybuilder wanted, because we wanted to kind of be able to help everyone in their own niche. You know, bodybuilders want to be creatives and influencers, and then we thought about A&B Collective, and like A&B Collective is kind of like the umbrella of
and then you
want
these
weddings, we have this. You want creative, we have A&B visuals, but then we have A&B Collective. If you're a business, that's where we get to help you with everything that's marketing, branding, social media management kind of thing. So
what have you learned over the last 4 years just growing your business?
Definitely structure. I mean, I think we're learning how to structure, because I think being a business owner and then having kids and everything,
Totally.
like
It's a juggle.
Yeah, like I'm still learning now. Like I said, we're on year 4, and I feel like every year we get to grow a little more, but we're also like learning. Like we're not exactly where we'd like to be yet, but I've learned that I need structure and like a system. So we're trying to like really figure that out so we can be like a great asset for our clients. Because I went from having these jobs that there was a structure. I clock in at this time. I have these specific jobs that need to be done before clock out.
Totally.
And then to one day going like, wow, I have all this free time. Like I can choose to work whenever I want. Or like, oh, it's okay, I'll just put the kids to sleep and then I'll stay up late and edit. Like there's no structure. So I'm slowly trying to figure that out to be more successful and like a better asset for my clients and other people that I get to work with. So
well, and the more structure you have to, then the more you can take on clients or specific projects and things like that. Your son is also starting to help with the business now too.
Yeah, we actually just filmed the wedding, and he was actually my videographer for it, which is funny because like, hey man, he was just kind of hanging out, and then I was like, I kind of need help because your mom's actually invited to this wedding too. Like we're kind of working, but we're guests at the same time. And he was kind of just hanging out. I was like, yo, you want to make some money today? And he's like, yeah, let's do it. And then it was funny because we showed up to the wedding. He helped me film like the first part. We were getting details, and then out of nowhere he like disappeared. I couldn't find him anymore, and he was playing cornhole with the guests.
Oh my gosh!
I was like, dude, you're supposed to be working with me. What
In
are
all
you
fairness,
doing?
his son is a teenager.
Yeah, which is fun because it was like for a family friend, which is pretty fun to do. And but I was able to teach him, and he's slowly learning to do some of the stuff we do, so we can just help each other help that business grow.
Well, and I think it's so important. Like, I bring Rylan with me to a ton of stuff. And do I want her to get into real estate? No, but I just want her to learn about business and how to interact with people, how to treat people with respect, things like that. And then you're doing the same thing.
Yeah, it's fun. You show them too, like, because my parents, we never had that opportunity because they worked pretty, labor and heavy jobs, and they worked hard for us to like be able to have a career like this. So now it's like I don't have a very like my job's hard, but not really. So I'm trying to teach him like how we can like improve and be grateful about the opportunities we have. Because like the fact that I get to say I get to play with cameras for my career is like really cool, and I couldn't have said that 10 years ago because we were trying to build this big dream of ours to do this. So.
Well, and I try to just also show Rylan, like, even like swinging a hammer isn't like the only work ethic, right? It's totally commendable. And like to your point, like that's hard on your body. It's long hours, labor type jobs. But I still want her to see like how much time goes behind the scenes of like entrepreneur work or owning your own business. And then also just like how to interact with other people or provide good customer service and things like that.
Yeah, that's the most important thing too. Like, I think one of the things I've learned, because I've had the opportunity to work with some other people, but I think the thing I pick up the most is like respecting others. Like, yeah, you could probably provide a really cool service and you have a service you need, but if you don't give them a good experience or respect them as people, like,
and
that kind of goes a longer ways in like what you're actually providing for. Like, if you treat them well, you make them have, like, that goes a really long ways over the service that you provide. So
totally.
It's pretty cool. Yeah.
As you're building a structure and things, what are some like goals for you guys to grow the business more?
Goals would probably be, like I said, pay my kid to do more stuff, have him learn more, and be more like excited to be like, hey, I actually have this cool project like I'd like to do. So like being able to support him there, and then like me and my wife being able to like actually work together full time and run the business well together. And then I think the biggest goal that we have is to like eventually open a studio, A&B Moment Studio, where we can be cool. Make a creative space, have like cool podcasting setups, and be able
product
to
shoot area, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's the biggest goal. And then just being able to continue to do a like successful business like this too is the bigger goal, I think.
What has been some of the most like interesting things that you've shot or like projects that you've done?
I always like to show this one off. The coolest one, our second year into business, we got hired to travel to Hawaii to do a wedding. And
that's super cool.
My daughter was 4 months and our son was still pretty young. And then I looked at my wife, was like, hey, this is kind of like paying for a whole trip. We should maybe... I was like, I don't know when this is going to happen again, so I think we're just going to go ahead and then...
Let's do this.
We flew out there, filmed the wedding, and we used like a week and a half to explore, working with like sponsored MMA fighters, like wrestling, that she was in the Olympics. Like it's, I've had the opportunity to work with some really cool people.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. That's so cool. Is there anybody that you like hope that you get to work with, or any type of business owner, entrepreneur, or athlete? Anybody?
Well, we live in Corvallis. I think like a cool goal to be able to like work with would be like probably like OSU. OSU would be. I've gotten the opportunity to do a couple jobs with them, but to be like on a consistent level to create stuff for them would be really, really cool.
Go to. Yeah. I mean, if Disney called you.
Oh, man, if Disney called me,
we both geek out about being Disney adults, and Jasmine's a Disney adult, too. So it's one way we've bonded.
Which is actually funny. When we first started, like, when I first started getting into, like, the whole videography thing, me and Jasmine had, like, a plan where we were wanting to drive there a lot so we can become Oregon Disney vloggers.
Yeah.
But I think that's still there. We're just trying to figure out, like,
it's just, like, how to do it. Yeah. I know we... big sky dream to like, who could we interview in Anaheim where we could have the podcast at Disney for a week? So how do we get there?
I don't know.
I think we can make it work.
Yeah, I think so. I think we just make it a business expense.
We just got to put it on the agenda.
We'll just interview each other for 3 days.
Well, there's like some influencers out there I feel like we could interview. I bet we could get at least one cast member or somebody.
Yeah, that, or I mean, honestly, I think some Disney vloggers would be like, oh yeah, what days? And we can just,
yeah.
I say we do it.
Okay, 2026.
Oh yeah,
you're gonna see us at Disneyland. We're gonna work on that.
Yeah.
What, as far as like staying up to trend, because like you said, you've been getting like different equipment over the years. I know that you've learned to edit things differently and stuff. How do you stay up to trend? Are you still just YouTube University, or do you have any mentors or anybody that you lean on?
I do. There's a lot of creatives on like YouTube and Instagram that they like to like do, which is like all the tech, like cameras come out every single year. I try not to, I'm on my phone a lot and I don't like it, but because with what I do, like I feel like I have to consistently look at it, because with the trends, like,
knowing what's
like the
going
social
on.
media part, like especially if I want to offer it to as a service to someone and I want to make sure like I provide a good service. I'm like, I'm trying to keep up with like, oh shoot, this song's trending. Let's save that so we can use it with someone, or let's create a video. If there's like specific transitions that are trending, like I try to figure out how I can use that, or the storytelling part of it. Like the goal is to always be original as possible, but sometimes like I'm constantly scanning to see like, okay, this is trending, let's go make this video for this client because we know that that's working right now. So we want to create leads for them or whatever. So but as far as gear, I try not to, like, I think I'm at a good spot where I have enough gear where I don't have to like invest, and I can like save it and stuff. But,
Is it hard though, like when a new gadget or something comes out and you're like, ooh,
it is. But Jasmine keeps me on check. My wife keeps me on check. So you don't need that.
Let's have a business meeting.
Yeah, because I think like a lot of the stuff we do too, like thankfully, like I've built my gear around what I can provide for people. There's other, like, not to hate on them, but there's a lot of creatives that go and like, all right, I gotta buy this, gotta buy that. And then they have all the awesome gadgets, but then it's like you look at the work and it's like, okay, we got to focus on what we're creating and delivering over like what we have, what the gear we have. So like for me, I like to keep my edits simple, because at the end of the day, like I'm not selling you transitions or effects on your video or a song. I'm selling you a good quality video that represents who you are. Like, I'm not gonna do all these like flashes, make it look like it's a rap video or something. And you're trying to sell coffee or something, you know. So we try to keep ourselves simple where it like benefits
just
you.
mixing beans around here.
yeah.
Actually, it could be kind of funny.
It would be kind of cool actually, but yeah.
Well, I mean, that's for me, like I wanted to do the podcast for years and years, you know that. But I was just like, the idea of learning a whole new skill set, like the audio editing and the video editing, I was just like, ugh, I'm not interested in that.
Yeah, it's a crazy world, honestly. It seems simple, but it does take us a lot. Like, it's funny because I'll sit on Instagram and some people will make funny videos where like what people think we do, you know, it's like create videos within like. But a 30-second video can take us like a full 8 hours or a full,
especially depending on what it is. For sure.
And it's like, I kind of feel that. It's like, then it's funny because like we'll film something and then people are like, hey, when do you think you'll have these ready? By tomorrow? It's like, dude, we just did like 10 hours of filming.
I gotta go through all that video.
And then, like, actually curate everything so it makes sense with what we're trying to
well, and it's
sell,
frustrating too, because sometimes you will spend like 8 hours on a video and it doesn't get that much traction, and then a video that you did only spend 20 minutes on is like gets a few thousand views and you're like, what the but this one, but
it's frustrating, but it's just how it works. You just got.
But sometimes it is just the algorithm too. It has nothing to do with the actual quality of the video. It's like just the timing of the algorithm.
And then it's just the consistency too. If you're not consistent, it won't work like you'd want it to. Which is like, even for like businesses or even myself, sometimes I'm just not like, I get overwhelmed because I'm trying to balance with my kids and stuff. So like I can't go and create stuff for myself, or I want to deliver stuff for clients. So it's like I put that before I can like do something for myself. But I've noticed like when you do stay consistent, it for sure pays off. Like it's a good investment.
Totally. I mean, marketing in general, whether you're doing video, social media, print, whatever you're doing, you have to be consistent with it. If you're only doing it like once a quarter, once a month, like it's just not going to really make the impact. It's kind of a waste of time if you're only doing it so often.
Right.
Yeah. Doing it more often definitely will impact your business in the long run. Yeah. For sure. Talk about the business plan. So you are wanting to transition more into helping more businesses with branding and offer more packages that way.
Yeah. We would like to, like we love doing the weddings and stuff. That's every like other weekend, depending on what the season looks like. And we love wedding. Like we've actually had a really good experience working weddings, because we've had people like really, we've never had someone like be upset with us or anything at the like.
Well, it's nice to be part of people's special moments.
And you know, one thing we like to do is to make sure like they're doing well, you know, and so we enjoy that, but sometimes you get kind of burnt out. So like if we want to transition over to work with businesses that want to grow, so because we understand how hard it is and then how big of an investment it is. So we want to transition to help people do either the social media management. We can figure out how to help you create a calendar where you can stay consistent, or we just want to tell stories too. Like, you know, we all started somewhere, and, you know, we're all still growing. So
yeah. Well, and I say that to like realtors all the time, because I help train and do a lot of teaching around real estate, is like, not everything you post has to be about real estate.
Right.
Like, just post about the business, or you've seen it. We've had a lot of conversations on the podcast where the business owners, like in between takes and stuff, have been like, I never know what to post. And it's like, just post you getting grapes from the vineyard. Just post you mixing wine. Just post you hanging shirts up. People want to see the behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah, definitely. I was actually just like I started listening to Gary Vee, and there was like a really funny
I love Gary Vee.
one where he was like, he's like, just go on there and post. If your name's Ron, just go on there and be like, I'm fucking Ron, and I like to clean garbage. Hire me. He's like, just post it. And it really does sometimes work. Like, it's crazy.
It has worked very well for Gary Vee. I believe all the advice that he gives.
It was awesome.
He was one person that like believed in YouTube before a lot of people believed in YouTube. Like, do you know his like history? His family owned a liquor store, and he started posting about wine. And he would be very honest, like, this tastes like garbage. Don't buy this wine. Even though they're a liquor store, like, he would do wine tastings, and he would also do it in a very like layman's term. Not like, ooh, the tannins. He was just like, this doesn't really taste like a red wine. Maybe don't buy this. In fact, we're not going to carry this wine anymore. He used to do stuff like that, and people thought he was nuts. They're like,
hilarious.
why are you posting that? And that YouTube channel for this one liquor store in Jersey grew huge. And that's kind of where he started his media company. Yeah, because
people connect with you. Like, you're just being you. And they're like, oh,
well, and just being authentic. Cool. Instead of being like, delicious. And then the camera turns off. You're like, bleh. You don't want to do that.
Right,
and so he wasn't doing that. Like, he was doing the bleh on camera. Like, there was a few times he'd like spit the wine out. Like,
oh, no.
That's not good.
That's funny. That is hilarious.
So, yeah, I love Gary Vee, but he just talks about, like, he didn't have a camera crew at first or anything. He just started posting. Yeah, which is cool, too, because, like I said, we try to be as fair with everybody. Sometimes we'll be like, no, just, you don't want to hire us, just post with your phone. Like, like, because I love when people reach out to, like, hey, what do you think? Like, oh, yeah, like, do this, do that. Like, I'm not, like, nah, dude, if you want me to tell you, you got to hire me to tell. It's like, no, I'm going to. Like, it's how we grow. Like, you know, if you have questions, send them to me. Yeah, being a collaboration heart. You and I are very similar in that way, where we're just like, I want to help you grow. If you want to hire me to grow differently, then I'm here. But you're not like, well, if you want that kind of advice. Here's my Venmo or something. Like, that's so gross. Like, I mean, one thing, like, I feel like we just never stop learning. So, like, we learn all the time. Well, like, and you should be able to ask questions. Easy knowledge. Because I ran into people where it's like, no, you want to do that, go to my website. I have this guide for $10. I'm like, dude, you can't just be like, make a friend. Like, well, so. And really, like, you need to sell a $10 guide. Instead, maybe if you gave me the info, I might tell 20 people about your $10 guide versus me just buying a $10 guide. Yeah. It's like, come on, just have the convo in person. Yeah, that's hilarious. No, we love what we do. This is awesome. No, and it shows. I really wanted to have you on the podcast because I get so many compliments, and people are like, oh, you're doing so great. And I'm like, listen, everybody listen. I couldn't do it without your help and with your expertise and everything that you're doing behind the camera too. It's been fun. I'm really excited for this like upcoming season. And then, I mean, as a creative, when you hear stuff like that, it's like a really good feeling too. Like, I'm sure you get that when you sell a house, or like, oh, I just give a family a new home. Well, and even with the podcast, like you and I joked around, and Jasmine too, about this at the beginning. I was like, well, hopefully my mom listens. Like, I didn't know if anybody would listen to it, but we actually have quite a few listeners and people loving it. And I get texts from people that like I haven't heard from in like 20 years, and they're like, I'm loving your podcast. And I'm like, really? No. And then you've had some like really cool people on there, like hearing their stories. Like, when I'm behind the camera, I'm like, oh shit, that's a really cool person. Like, what? Yeah. Like, that's so cool. I know. I love, a lot of times I'll look at you throughout the interviews or afterwards I'll ask, because like he's always like my beta tester, like he's not a big wine drinker, so I'm like, as a non-wine drinker, was that boring or was that cool? And he was like, actually that was really interesting, and stuff. Or I'll look if like he's laughing or engaging, so it's kind of nice to have you in the background.
I think
too.
like the mixture of like guests you have too, like even when you have people who don't drink wine, like their stories are really cool, and then how they got to where they are, like hearing, I think that's like coolest part of what we do. Like we get to hear all these like people's stories, and like you get to connect in one way or the other.
I know.
It's really cool.
People have asked like, why are you doing this? Like, what's in it for you? And they weren't trying to be like rude or anything. I think they genuinely were like, why are you taking the time to do this? And I was like, do you not see like the cool people we're talking to? And a lot of them are people I already know, but it's just like showcasing everybody's like stories and like what they got going on and stuff. It's fun. Yeah,
no, I think every time, like even when I sit, sometimes like I'll edit and I'll have like one of your podcasts sitting in the back. I'm like, oh dude, I forgot about that. That was actually really cool. Like, it's really cool.
Well, I really do appreciate you. I couldn't do this without you. I'm very excited for anyone listening. This is our last episode of season 1, but we have already been brainstorming, as you heard here, maybe Disneyland 2026.
Yeah, maybe we have some tours, vineyard tours.
Yeah, we have some ideas for 2026 for sure to make it amazing. But
or send us like suggestions.
Yeah, or if you want to be on the podcast,
your stories or something.
We are going to have a way to apply to be on the podcast too. We do try to keep it mixed up. Being in real estate, sometimes I get a lot of like real estate professionals that want to be on, but I was like, well, I want to showcase all industries, not just our industry. But for sure, there will be definitely ways to apply to submit to be on the podcast. Or if you have a wine you think we should try, we'd love to know about it. So thank you so much for everything. I appreciate you.
Excited for the journey.
Thank you everyone for listening to season 1. It's meant the world to us. This has been a great journey. We hope that you have a great holiday season and a happy new year. And we will see you in 2026. Cheers.
Cheers, guys.
Bye.